Chapter 9. Derailed. Carved across the sky, the majestic mountains of the Montana Rockies at the Continental Divide displayed brute brown orogeny. Wind-swept blue-green ponderosa pines, mountain alders, and Douglas firs everywhere stretched toward the sun. Boulder-strewn alluvial fans draped around the slopes like gray-work aprons. Glittering streams and waterfalls wove the elements together in a breathtaking tapestry, humbling all who gazed upon its beauty. Few gazed upon the splendor with more wonderment than those comfortably seated in stuffed leather chairs, arrayed along the brass-trimmed windows of the observation car of the Milwaukee Road's gleaming Olympian, pride of the World War I era. Without sway, jar, or jolt, the Olympian silently snaked through the awesome river-cut passes and a network of man-blasted tunnels to traverse the high peaks. The effervescent rivers seemed to both beckon and propel. How? Above the elegant observation car, complete with its fine decor and tempting haute cuisine, twin connective poles saluted a pair of catenary cables that hovered over every mile of track. These cables transmitted powerful electric currents into the great General Electric engines. The motive muscle of those GE engines forced massive forged steel wheels round and round, thus hurtling the mighty train ever forward through the daunting, rough-hewn landscape. Pushed and pulled by electricity, the Milwaukee Road's Olympian slid through the mountains with almost insolent ease, but always high environmental respect. No roof-burning cinders, lung-choking soot, or nose-stinging fumes sprayed the air to mark the Olympian's passage. Those catenary cables above connected to a network of hydroelectric plants and 22 substations that harnessed the energy of foaming mountain rivers far upstream and downstream. These facilities delivered 3,000 volts to cause the train's gigantic motion, all from the mass of simple water. Hence here at the Continental Divide, man cleanly and evenly met nature in harmony and luxury, twice daily aboard the Milwaukee Road as it sped from Chicago to Seattle, spanning 5 mountain ranges. Of that distance, approximately 650 miles were electrified. It was a marvel. Sometimes electrified railways seemed to defy the laws of perpetual motion. For example, when the brakes were applied or the train traveled down a slope, the engine actually returned electricity to the grid. Regenerative braking and similar power returns helped the engines pay for themselves. In some mountain ranges, if timed correctly, a heavy downhill train could actually regenerate enough electricity to the grid to power another train passing it uphill. Thus, both trains would travel in a minuet of seemingly energy-free motion. That might have seemed to violate the laws of physics, but not the rules of General Electric's wondrous workhorses, which were designed to observe this maxim: it is better to give than receive when it comes to electrical power. Those engines lasted not for years, but for decades. Their endurance was measured in millions of miles. They were monumental vehicles that created economic prosperity and environmental balance everywhere they rolled. But the magic of the Milwaukee and a potential coast-to-coast network of similar electrified rail lines were destined to fail. What happened? Was it the clean, limitless power of electricity that failed? Or was it something else?